Hey friends, it's me again, E. Giuliano, coming back with some more charts here. Our BTC, we're going to look back at it, see what's happening right now. It's been just a lot of activity. Wow, moving up the rankings, really bringing notoriety into Komodo ecosystem. The pirate ship is the first mover here, and this is only going to continue to really bring us forward in where things are going. And speaking of where things are going and where they have gone, here we have the chart. It's a 4-hour chart from the CoinEx exchange for the Pirate and Bitcoin pair. All right, you see that? And now you also might see this big red candle here. You might know that the body of the candle is this filled thick part here, and it's red, meaning that the top of it is where it started and the bottom of it is where it ended, and in between it touched these upper and lower peaks or wicks or shadows. Now this was just earlier in the day, perhaps in the video before we were back here at this time frame before, or maybe just at the beginning of this 4-hour candle here. This candle meaning during the 4 hours, all of this activity took place. And here we are. Here's that 20 period average, and pretty much came back down to it. Came back over here, and we're seeing where we're going here. We're still in this like 27,000 Satoshi level. Maybe so now. Maybe when you start thinking of waves and impulses and corrections, you know, you have one here, and then you have another one here. But this might be part of a bigger impulse here. You know, this looks like a nice big correction for a previous impulse. Remember, even previously, like spoken about, all of this time here, these are exchanges where the volume was not necessarily big. There's a lot of you know, the difference between an exchange where volume is small and an exchange where the volume is huge. And so just little amounts can spike up prices, but also at the same time, having said that, these are accumulation phases of long-term, how do you say, strong fundamental projects. And, you know, words like shitcoin get thrown around, but there is nuance there. And I'd love to talk to Tone Vase about shitcoins and Bitcoin and maybe all the nuance involved. And I'd definitely like to talk to Robert Breedlove about money and human action and the metaphysics. Now, here we are to talk about this RBTC chart. And, you know, we're just trying to stay calm here, right? This is just the beginning of something major. You're seeing fundamentally, not technically would be all this information. Fundamentally would be information like, let's see, information about, you know, pirate decks and just the privacy by default nature of the chain and that sort of thing. It's just pushing forward, and then its connection with the BPSAA. So these things all create something important. I mean, if we look here, what was important today, at least, you know, there's a lot of psychological things that happened today. So in those charts also, it's said to represent all of the market psychology. I mean, so look at that. So this was earlier, I didn't quite mention it well enough, but back in the summer of 2019, there was the bigger top, okay, about 6 months in. And then that's what was broken and then strongly continued forward. There's also this one that happened in 2020 in the summer. Now we see how much smaller it was compared to this one back here in 2019. But anyway, in terms of market cap, and currently, I don't know, this screen is showing it at the 52. We're going to go to the main page and scroll our way down. Hello, everyone. On the first page of, in this case, CoinGecko. I heard there's some difference on CoinMarketCap. You know, all right. Pirate Chain 52. Let's see. Is it still? Yep, it is still above ZCASH, which, you know, they flipped ZCASH on that one. Interesting. Wow. There you have it. Pirate Chain is on the scene. There's no doubt about it. And this is not just some silly pump and dump. No, no, no. This is long-term functionality and the interoperability of the whole metaverse. All right, let's get back to that chart. So this is a 4 hour. We touched. You see how things will move. It's hard to tell when they will, but people employ mathematical comparisons. They'll do retracements at Fibonacci number, and they'll find levels. Also, some people just look exactly at levels of support and resistance where there was a lot of price action taking place, and they'll consider those as zones of consideration. Now, we're going to move into, well, who knows here, 1 day chart. Now you're seeing this region here, which has not been maintained for today. And let's see. Yeah, you know, at any point, like if we're thinking about maybe a 5-wave situation, we might be thinking that, you know, we had a first wave back here, and now a third wave here, you know, second wave being a down move. Possibly could be something like that. And then this itself having a bunch of impulses and corrections into one move. We'll have our correction based on the fact that it's now fresh on the scene, and that it's most likely here to stay. Now fresh on the scene meaning, you know, it's in the minds of everybody looking at the front page now, and anybody who considers Zcash or any privacy aspect of the whole cryptocurrency space. All right. And so what am I saying here? I'm saying that that might allow for some sustained correction in this region here. Like, let's imagine that we're stopping our correction now, stopping our impulse up now. We might not be. We might continue higher in the coming days, but let's imagine that this is an area where things might slow down. Like I said about psychology, there was a psychological resistance for Pirate today, where you see here, I mean, we're at 2.5 billion already. I mean, that's huge. And it reached at 1.3 billion, which, when was it? How long was it 2 billion? And even 1 billion, right? So, I mean, these are big moves. And I don't think it's going to stop in terms of just suddenly dumping and dying. That's for sure, right? So, okay, well, for sure. When I say that, I mean that colloquially. That means just as a saying, not necessarily actually for sure. So here, meaning at this point, you know, we might see some retracements. Maybe you might think about a level around the 16, 17s, even down to the 87.33. Now, is it going to break down below a 10,000 Satoshi level? This is a Bitcoin Pirate chart. It's different than dollar chart. You like the dollar chart? Let me know in the comments if you want to see dollar chart. But so far, I'm just using this BTC chart. And yeah, let's look at some levels then. Let's look at a Fibonacci retracement. If you ever have any feedback for me, leave it in the comments. So look, on the daily, we haven't come back to the 20, right? We had mentioned that before. Let's see what's going to happen. But on the daily, also, the 20 is going to be up here very soon. You know, it's going to be at the 10,000 level pretty decently. And we know that there's a nice looking structure here, at least for the short term. And who knows? You know what? Ultimately, against Bitcoin, if it goes all the way back down here, I wouldn't be surprised either. If Bitcoin is going to 1 million, let's say. I mean, you know, I'm just being hyperbolic here. Well, I guess that would be hyperbolic too. But no, if Bitcoin goes to, you know, a heavy level like 100,000 there, this could quickly, then this could definitely dump down. It could be part of its structure where it dumps down and Bitcoin's up and its dollar value stays relatively decent. And that's where we would look at also a dollar chart and whatever. But anyway, okay, so what are we talking about here? We got a couple moves here. Maybe this is like 5 down and then we're coming down. Who knows? Who knows? Let's find out. The next, what is it? The day chart, right? So we're going to look at the next day candle. What is it going to look like? Oh, if it looks the same as this, what is it called? A tweezer or something? I will I will poop myself. No, kidding. But that would be interesting. But anyway, so that's fun of looking at charts. We're going to see tomorrow what the daily candle is going to look like. Okay, and that is going to tell us a lot, right? Right, because here, this is a long-term thing. We're not trying to FOMO or do anything else like that. We're just trying to be smart. You know, part of this is for like, okay, you just find out about Pirate. Okay, what's happening? Okay, let's find out. There are different strategies. You know, so I've heard people talk about Bitcoin and say, well, at this level, when I think it's 50K or whatever, they're saying, oh, I would get in if I don't have any, but if I have some, I'm not going to buy any right now. You know, it's that kind of idea. So it's up to you. None of this is advice, but you know, you're here watching this. So either you like KMD or you heard about ARRR and you're looking to find out about it price-wise and things like that, right? Okay, so here we are. We're not going to take up too much more time. Let's just finish out with that fib retracement. Okay, Fibonacci, a lot of math going on, and that's what's happening with the ZK snarks here, with the math that's happening for all of these interactions, blockchain interactions, with this zero knowledge proof, and that just goes a long way. It goes a long way in and of itself. Adds a lot of value when we think about the interoperability of all chains, right? Right. Okay, so let's find that tool. How about we? And I believe, where am I going? I sometimes get mixed up, but I got it right on the first time. Okay, so let's start from here. That seems like a decent low. And we're going to come up here to the top for now, the for now top. Okay. And what are we doing here? Wow, that for now top was at, according to this. So, oh yeah, the other thing is this is just this exchange, right? Okay, so it's not very indicative of every place that you can get it. You might have different price action, but we're just using this as a basic model. So here we are already past 23% of retracement. So likely we will hit this level. So, you know, let's say you want to do a ladder strategy, you get some here and you get some at this 38.2 level, and you get some here at this 0.5 level, and you get some here at this 0.618 level. And goodness gracious, you get some here at this 0.786 level, and then you get some here as well. Maybe that's what you end up doing. I don't know. But, you know, okay. In that sense, really, basically the 15 level looks pretty decent, huh? I guess it's the bottom of this candle. I mean, I don't see why we can't at least retrace this candle, if not all this way. And forgive me if I sound bearish or something like that, but I'm not at all. But I'm just understanding the chart action. I mean, we saw it with the 4-hour chart, right? Let's just reconfirm that it came down back to this level. Now, goodness, it's back here, right? So yes, we're not saying that anything is going to stay anywhere for any specific amount of time. What we are saying is that it can go to certain places potentially. All right, well, yeah, and what you're looking to do potentially, if you're looking at this, is either learn about charting, which I hope you're enjoying and getting something out of this in that way, or you're looking at ideas for your own, you know, play with your, you know, paper trading that we talked about earlier. Okay, now, I think that's about it for now. I don't know what else you want. If you want other things, hey, let me know. All right, see, Giuliano, I feel like this went a little bit longer than I might have wanted, but I hope we got out enough that we needed to get out. And big shout outs to the Komodo ecosystem. There's a lot going on there. Oh, I can't wait to look at when there are charts for other things like Crypto Collider and chips and MCL and things are bound to grow even more. And also, you know, there's the possibility of all these private chains popping up as well, right? Businesses doing their thing and not necessarily wanting to be exchanged on exchanges, but there's a lot of growth potential there with the whole Komodo ecosystem. Check it out. Until the next time, this is Giuliano, and we are signing off. Goodbye.